I had a purpose before everybody had an opinion.
The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, struck him out.
You want Philly?
Chase Utley, you are the man.
You come out backyard and you try to start something, you always get your butt kicked.
The prayers have been answered.
How about those Eagles, baby?
And Rio Muto can run for days.
Can you feel what's about to happen on this field, man?
A perfect game. Roy Halladay has thrown the second perfect game in Philadelphia Phillies history.
All right, we are back here today with another Philly Talk episode, and I just want to start off by prefacing and saying I apologize. It's been like almost 2 weeks since we've had an episode on this channel, and there's just so many things that happened. First off, we were supposed to get a Philly Talk episode last week, obviously, because we were supposed to talk about the Toronto series, and I believe, let's see, what would we have talked about? The Toronto series, the Miami series, and like game one of the Mets series. Well, that doesn't happen because on Sunday when my family and I got home, we didn't have internet, and our provider couldn't come out and fix it until like Tuesday, I believe it was, and I wasn't able to record something on Wednesday, and then on Thursday through this past Monday, my dad and I left on a trip. So I want to apologize for the absence. I wanted to try and record stuff before that trip, but of course, like I said, didn't have internet, and then Wednesday I just wasn't able to record anything. So I do apologize for all that time missed. But here to make up with it with obviously a new Philly Talk episode, and I got a ton of stuff planned. Got more discography reviews planned, maybe a couple of other stuff on the side, we'll see, but got a lot to look forward to, and I just wanted to explain that. And then the second thing is I'm gonna try my best, like I do with the audio backtracks that I put, to sort of fill in the background noise. But if you hear any background noise in this episode or future episodes, I just want to preface again and say sorry again, because they're doing work on our building, and so I can't really control the noise that's going to happen, and I don't really want to wait so long to record. It's already been 2 weeks. I don't want to wait any longer, so gonna try my best to mask that background noise if there is any during this recording in future episodes, but if there is, I apologize. But with getting all that out the way, let's just get straight into the good. Since there is so many games to talk about, I don't have a ton of notes, and obviously can't go game by game. So, this week's episode is just going to be a bit more generalized. So in the time that we missed from now, or from, May 7th, I believe, was, when was our last Philly Talk episode? Actually, yeah, May 7th. So, the Toronto series happened. The Miami series happened, the New York series happened, and then the Washington series happened. So in that stretch of games, we only lost 3 games, won the rest. Pretty good so far. Still have people complaining about, they haven't faced a real team, this and that, and it's like, we're doing exactly what we need to do. Beat the bad teams. I'm not even going to entertain people who try and bring that argument up, because it's like, what are we supposed to do? This is the schedule we have. We're beating the teams we're supposed to. Other teams are out here losing series to teams like the teams that we're beating, so I don't put much thought into it. We did split the Toronto series. Wasn't really happy with that one. The first game, they went crazy, 10-1. They went crazy on Barrios in that game. The other games, they were doing pretty well. Like the Miami series, they put up a good amount of runs, 8-2, 8-3. They did lose the last one on a walk-off. Didn't like to see that. They came right back, beat the Mets 5-4, beat them 4-0, and then beat them 10-5. They did lose the last one 6-5. And then they swept the Nationals 4-2, 4-3, 11-5. Great stuff from the team overall, great record you obviously want to leave with. Looking at individual players so far, there was that stretch where like a couple of guys were hurt. Like Schwarber was out, Real Muto was out. I think even Harper was out for a game or two. But this team has been doing really well, you know, like I can't really remember specific games, but we've had guys, you know, filling in and doing their jobs. You know, Cody Clemens has been doing really well for this team in the spots that he's filling in. And I like what someone said, you know, Cody Clemens is doing his job of making it really hard for this like organization to like really ignore him in a way, you know, because it's like he's more than likely going to be the one that they send down when Trey Turner comes back. But with the way he's been playing and the spots he's been filling in, you're just like, man, it would be so tough to send this guy down when he's been playing as well as he has, you know. Sosa's been doing really good filling in for Turner while he's gone. And then everyone else, you know, they've been doing pretty well. Alec Boehm has been, again, our best hitter so far. 42 RBIs on the season so far. Harper's been doing great. Stott's been hitting up as of late. He's up to a 279 batting average. JT's at a 275. Marsh 254. Rojas and Castellanos are both above 200 now. Rojas had a 231 batting average. They've been all doing pretty well, you know. Haven't been stealing as many bases, I've noticed that. But, you know, obviously focusing on like the good stuff. Like they just been doing really well for themselves. Bone's been really good behind Harper. He's really improved as that insurance, you know, like that was something that we saw last year in the playoffs where like that's where they wanted Bohm to be and he was struggling, and so it made it easy to pitch to Harper. But now it's like it's near impossible because if you got runners in scoring position, Alec Boehm's gonna come up and, you know, do something to get those guys in, you know. JT has been working really well in the 2 spot, and yeah, this whole lineup has just been doing really well, you know, front to back, top to bottom. They've been doing really well. The pitching rotation is still, you know, pitching out of their mind, you know. Nola down to a 3.05 ERA, Wheeler 2.52, Ranger 1.37, Taiwan's getting his stuff down 4.91, Sanchez 3.31. Let's see, where is strikeouts? There we go. 60 strikeouts on the season for Nola so far, 71 for Wheeler, 58 for Suarez. They've just been doing really great, you know, not letting up a ton of walks, not laying up a ton of hits, not allowing a ton of home runs, you know. Nola obviously is still struggling with that, same as last season, but, you know, he's been doing a better job, looking more ace-like before, doing real good for us. I mean, you just look at these past couple of games, you know, he shut out the Mets. That's the main thing to focus on. He shut out the Mets, 8 strikeouts, only let up 4 hits. In the Washington game, he did let up 2 earned runs, 2 of which were home runs, you know, but still got the win in that game. They gave him the run support, 11-5, so those 2 home runs didn't matter. But, you know, he's been doing real well. Wheeler kind of struggled in his outing against Miami, but then, you know, recovered, going 7.1 innings against Washington, which is what you want to see, you know. And then, like we said, Rangers just been phenomenal this past stretch. 7 innings, 9 strikeouts, only 3 hits allowed against Miami. And then against the Mets, he only went 5, but no earned runs, 3 strikeouts, you know. Decent start for him. And then the bullpen, you know, they've been doing pretty well. They've been recovering, you know, from their outings in a way, you know. Like Jose Alvarado still recovering from those early season outings, but he's down to a 3.72 ERA. Hoffman is down to a 0.9, and Strom is down to a 0.95. Those two have been amazing. And then you got Sir Anthony and Soto, who, I mean, Sir Anthony's been doing pretty good recently. You know, like he hasn't had any like sort of big opportunity that he's blown, but I think it's because they're finding ways to better utilize him. You know, sometimes they bring him in a blowout. Sometimes they bring him, you know, in one of the early innings where there's not too much to worry about, you know. But, you know, he's been recovering pretty well from some of his mishaps. I mean, like you look at the past couple of games. In the game that they lost to Toronto, didn't let up anything. He did let up an earned run in the New York series, but then in the game after that, like 2 days later, went the whole inning, nothing, allowing nothing. Washington game didn't allow anything, so he's been recovering pretty well from previous mishaps. Soto too, in the Washington game didn't allow anything, got 2 strikeouts. The New York game, nothing. He did let up a hit in the New York one, but nothing again. The Miami series, he kind of struggled a bit, but not too much. They're recovering. Kirkring, 1.98 ERA, doing pretty well. He did let up an earned run in the Washington game, but like other than that, the New York game where they lost was probably one of his best outings. He only let up 1 hit, but got 3 strikeouts. Other New York game, again, shutout inning, 1 strikeout. Miami game, shutout inning, 1 strikeout. So I don't think there even is going to be a bad section, because there's a couple of bads to think about, but like this one is mainly about the good that we're seeing, where it's just like this rotation and this bullpen is surprising, coming together at the right time. This lineup has been hitting really well, and being real consistent and all that. They've just been all performing on all cylinders, and it's just surprising to see. It's so surprising to see this team be this good this early in the season. Like I keep saying it, like we're so used to slow starts, but they're 34-14, first place in the East. And I believe, they have a 5-game lead over Atlanta, which is good to see. They have basically a 12-game lead over Washington and New York, and then like in 19 game lead over Miami. As far as the rest of the MLB, they're above the Dodgers by 1. They're above the Yankees by 1, I believe. It's tough to know because like depending on how many games you played, someone's record, like the percentage might be higher just because of the less games played. But they've been really well, and it just feels weird to see them playing this well, because like you're worried, like as a Philly fan, you're just worried for like, I don't want to jinx it, knock on wood whole thing, but it's like you're just worried that like, okay, when are they gonna go cold? When are they gonna start collapsing? Like we're so used to seeing stuff like that, and it's like we're not used to seeing them, at least after all these years, especially with them missing the playoffs for so often, and like with them, even when they get hot during the season, they only like, or wild card teams, I guess it's weird. It feels weird to see them leading the division again. It feels weird to see them playing really well, and you just hope to see it continue. Looking forward, we got to look at the upcoming schedule. The next time we'll talk, obviously, will probably be next Tuesday. So we got the Rangers coming to town. Then we got to go to Colorado for 3 games, and then got to go to San Francisco for 3 games. Interesting stretch. The Rangers are right there. That's a great team to worry about. But so far, they've been struggling. They're barely 500, 24-24. That whole AL West is really struggling. Like, it's pretty crazy. But, that doesn't mean the Rangers aren't a team to worry about, The Rockies at home, the Rockies away should be an interesting series. The last time we played the Rockies, we swept them, right? Yeah, we swept them, hoping for the same outcome there. And then the Giants, hoping for another sweep there, as we swept them earlier this season. Hoping for another one there. And then, it'll be interesting to see how things shape out, especially come June. June is usually the month where they heat it up and got the hottest, so it'll be interesting to see how they play into June. But it'll be interesting to see how they end off this month of May. And just super excited for watching this team, man. Like it's been fun to watch it. There's been stressful moments, but it's been super fun, and I'm real excited for this Rangers series, because it's gonna be interesting. Like this is like, in some people's eyes, this is like a true test, because like this is a pretty good team that's just been struggling as of late. But I say let's take advantage, and let's not let them heat up, and let's just keep doing what we've been doing.